Hey guys, welcome back to RevAtlas, and today we're going to be doing the review of the Soundcore Life Note, which is a pair of truly wireless earphones from Anchor, and this is under their Soundcore series. Now we actually unboxed this and gave an overview a few weeks back, and apologies for the late upload of the review itself, but we had so many other devices that we had to cover and some personal matters, etc. So I really wanted to test this out before actually putting out a video, and now that I'm done with it, I actually wanted to put this out as soon as possible. And before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications for more videos like this. Now let's begin the video. So let me start by talking about the design itself of the Soundcore Life Note. So the case is actually quite a bit larger than most other truly wireless earphone cases, and that's because this has a huge 810 mAh battery inside this, which is kind of insane considering that most others have roughly half or even 1/3 the capacity that this has. But what this means is that you get a total battery life of 40 hours, they're claiming, including the recharges itself, and each charge will give you around 7 hours according to official numbers. Now in our particular case, what we got was around 6 hours, give or take half an hour, based on our listening patterns and stuff like that. And in terms of the overall usage, I have to admit and I have to be honest that I didn't quite end up draining the entire thing in one go, and I actually recharged it before it actually fell flat. And what that means is that this could probably last you at least a good 5 days or even 7 days based on your usage, or even more. And for me, it lasted almost an entire week of usage. Most of the time I am using my wired earphone on my computer, but when I'm actually connected to my smartphone, when I'm taking calls, when I'm listening to music, etc., and doing other stuff while I'm not seated, this is what I was using, and it lasted me an entire week. Now, of course, it will vary based on how much volume you have, how much you actually use it, and what sort of scenario you use it, but overall, this is probably the best battery life I've seen on any truly wireless earphone, and great work by Anchor on that aspect, and it really shows their sort of expertise on power banks and other power related accessories trickling down into their audio lineup as well. Now in terms of the design itself, these are stem type designs, and they are actually pretty light, not all that heavy considering the kind of battery life they pack and the overall ergonomics of things. They look heavier than they are, and in fact let's just do a quick test of the weight to see how heavy they are. So both these earphones put together gives you around 9 grams, which is actually more or less like 4.5 grams each, give or take a bit. And the case itself weighs in at around 54 grams, and altogether, if you put it, it's still under 70 grams, which considering the capacity that this has is still very impressive. Now this case is a matte finish case, and the overall look and feel is very simple, very basic. You have a Soundcore branding here, you have an LED indicator here, an indent to open this, but this is very much a two-handed operation. You have some regulatory information here, and this is also available in a black color variant, but I personally always prefer white color earphones, which is why I got this. But someone looking for something more subtle will obviously go for the black color variant. Now I have my Pixel here, and let me just show you how this connects. And this is already paired to the device, but all I need to do is basically take these out, and these will auto connect to the Pixel itself. And the initial pairing process was also simple, but it was not foolproof, and we did have issues connecting to some devices. I'm not sure if it was a device specific thing or whether it was actually an issue with this particular unit or actually all Soundcore Life Note in general, but there was some connection issues. But once we got connected, once we were past the initial pairing process, it was all perfectly smooth after that. Now coming to the earbuds themselves, these have basically buttons here that you use to click. So these are not touch sensitive, you actually have to physically press them inside, and a single press basically pauses or plays your music. Double pressing the right earbud actually takes you to the next track, left one takes you to the previous track, and if you actually press and hold, it brings up the assistant as well. Now in terms of the overall fit and finish, these were great. It provided great sound isolation, and it was also very comfortable to use even for extended duration of time. And even though 4 grams is a bit heavier than some of the other earphones out there, you don't really notice it. And the way that these stems actually sit next to your skin, it's also not very intrusive. Now, in terms of the audio quality itself, these have graphene drivers, and one of the important things to note is that you actually need a phone with aptX HD technology in order to truly make use of this, because I found the quality not all that impressive when you're not using aptX. And while there are other earphones that come close, I felt these are one of the best in this particular price range when it comes to the overall audio quality itself. In terms of bass, these are not very overpowering, nor are they too underpowered. They're kind of in the middle, bang in the middle of where you want them to be. And if you're a bass lover or person who enjoys excessive bass, then these might not make you happy. But if you prefer good amount of bass without actually being overpowering, then these will be great. In terms of the latency, we had not much issue when playing games and stuff. They were pretty good, but again, not the lowest on the market, and there are other earphones which do better, and it's always better to actually go for a wired headset in case you want no latency at all. But it was still decent enough for our gaming in our experience. In terms of the overall range, this actually comes with Bluetooth 5.0, and they claim a range of around 14 meters, but in our personal experience, we got 10 meters plus or minus 1 meter. Again, it depends on the thickness of your walls and how many other objects and obstacles come in the way and other interferences as well. And overall, it's more or less like almost every other earphone. It's not great, not bad either. Now, one thing I forgot to tell earlier was the charging time. This takes around 2 hours for a full charge, which again is not all that much considering the fact that you don't need to charge it all that often, and it actually lasts for a long time, and it also has a massive battery inside as well. Now, coming to the audio quality when making calls, these were excellent. I was perfectly able to hear the party at the other end, and they also have great mics in order to actually relay your voice also to the party at the other end, and I had no issues in communicating whatever I needed to say, nor actually listening to the party at the other end. It was perfect for that as well. And in terms of the deal breakers or other negatives, which in my personal opinion is a deal breaker, the only thing I find really annoying is the fact that these have lights on them which keep blinking regardless of whether you're actually playing something or whether it's paused. So in some earphones, what happens is if it's actually actively playing something, be it a video or music or something, it'll actually flash. Or in other cases, when you're actually actively listening to it, it stops flashing. But in this case, it flashes regardless of whether this is actually playing something or whether it's on pause, and that is very annoying. In my particular example, the reason I find it annoying is that my wife and I often watch movies or series or something in bed after our son has gone to sleep, and he's small enough that he can't actually be put in a separate bedroom. So what happens is the light from these actually do annoy him, and he's very photosensitive that way. He's not actually, these are not all that bright, but in a completely dark room, these are still bright, and my wife makes fun of them because she says it feels like an airplane is taking off. So in my personal experience, that is a deal breaker, but if you can live with that, these are some of the best earphones that you can get in this price range, which at the point of making this video is rupees 2,999. Now, some people told me that they actually managed to get this at a price of rupees 2,000 during some sale, but I would say anything below 3,000 is a great asking price. And although the MRP suggests that this has an asking price of 7,000 rupees, that's a bit too much, but at the asking price of 3,000 or below that, it's well worth the price if you want a pair of truly wireless earphone that can do almost everything really well. Now, this also comes with 18 months of warranty from the date of purchase, which is another sort of benefit. See, most other earphones just come with 1 year of warranty. That way, this is really good. So I'll include a link in the description below if you want it. You can go there and purchase it. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. See you again in the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.